Well, first of all, it is important to put the Gikomba market into context. Gikomba market is a sprawling, huge place. It is the largest market, open market of its kind in Eastern Central Africa. So in terms of volume of trading and in terms of the number of people who use it, it's massive by any standards. So it's not really surprising that there are accidents or deliberate acts of fire. But we have taken a number of mitigating measures. For example, the solution to this particular fire is for the market to be established and to have buildings that are safe and clean. And already we have started the construction of the first major modern market, which was completed recently, and the first occupants have gone into it. And then the second phase of that has just started. So the final solution to this particular problem is to have a modern, properly built market, which we have started. But there are other mitigating factors that we can take, which is, for example, put in more lighting to see what is happening there, putting CCTV cameras to making sure that, in fact, the place is well guarded and secure. These are steps that need to be taken, and recently, after this fire, the various government departments have expressed their readiness to put in the CCTV cameras and to increase the number of floodlights, to put up to 10 floodlights that would cover the whole market. The second thing that was agreed and is now already in progress is the opening up of the inner roads, the fire access roads, so that there is easy passage and movement within the market. And another critical element is to have water hydrants, to have water, sufficient water to be able to fight. Sometimes these fires can be controlled very quickly, and the losses and the damage can be stopped if there was sufficient fire. If there was sufficient water in the market. So all these measures, the CCTV cameras, the lighting, the water hydrants, fire access roads, combined would help in stopping or fighting fires in future. There is no guarantee that there isn't going to be a fire. Fires happen all over the place. The problem with Gikomba is the frequency and the massive damage that they cause because of lack of the ability to fight those fires. In this recent incident, the fire engines were there. They came from the National Youth Service, they came from the Nairobi Metropolitan Services, and also the Kenya Defence Force, which means that we have now fixed the aspect of management and control. The Nairobi Disaster Management team is up to the job and has been able to deal with this issue in the quickest way possible. And then the final point that I like to stress is also we need proper policing, efficient policing, so that the police are on patrol. And when these incidents happen, to do thorough investigations and to make sure the culprits, if it was arson, if it was an accident. Many of the fires are accidents. Some of them may be arsons. But we need action on the part of the investigators, the government investigators, to be able to follow up and make sure if it was arson, that the culprits are brought to book. And then in general, I would like to say that fires are quite damaging. Many of the traders in Gikomba are small and medium scale traders. They have been able to invest through accumulation of the small money that I have, and every fire that takes place devastates and destroys the livelihood of hundreds and hundreds of people. And I think it is important to support them, to give them the necessary support that they need, and to make sure that the investment that they make and the efforts they put are protected, and that they simply don't lose it in fires like that.
Is it true that it's an area that has been infiltrated by private developers?
Over the years, yes. The Gikomba area and even Kamukunji grounds was a big area. I know as growing up in Nairobi, this was a very vast open air. But as you know, with development and with investment and with grabbing of land, a lot of construction has taken place all around it. You know, the people don't like any vacuum. Vacuum is quickly filled up. And so because this market was not demarcated, properly, it doesn't have any walls, and now one of the plans is to have walls around it, and designated as a market. Over the years, there has been a lot of encroachment, and there are buildings all around it. And that will not stop unless the government takes action to make sure that this is the limits of the border, the limits and the border of the market, and that no one can build beyond that area. Well, the first market, the first phase, was about 900 million shillings. And the second one is also the same amount. It will be exactly 6 floors, and it will take about 600 to 800 traders. So in total, I think the government has already invested about a billion shillings in the modernization of the market in Gikomba. The second phase is expected to be finished by September next year. I think it is important. We are a developing country. We have a large informal sector. In fact, much of the employment of our country comes from informal sector. And that's why it is important to invest more, and there is an emphasis on the government, on the part of the government, to provide more funding, to provide more support. And I do support the right of hawkers, because we are not able to give employment to every citizen of our country. So if someone takes the initiative, invests money, however little it might be, I think we should create an enabling environment for them. We should create a place where they can safely do their business without being an obstacle or a problem. And I think the government should work, and the local authorities should work on a program where our hawkers can be incorporated in the local economy. They're not criminals. They're people who are working for their own livelihoods in an honest way. We should be able to regulate them properly and to give them the facilities and the support that they need to be able to do their business properly, in conjunction with the other businesses that are going around in our capital city. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing that the second phase of the Gikomba market been finished, the installation of the lighting, the CCTV cameras, the completion of the hydrants, the water hydrants, the opening up of the access roads within the market. And I'm sure that with those inputs, the market is going to be a much safer, more secure place than it is at the moment. And we'll be able to protect the livelihoods of many of the small traders who make a living in that major market. We should also not forget that they are major contributors to our economy. Every small trader, every medium trader in Gikomba is a taxpayer. He or she pays rent. He or she uses transport. He or she provides employment to others. So they are an integral part of our economy. And every time when you see big plans, they're for big industries. People want to create more factories. They want to create more manufacturing capacity. But we must also think of the other sector of our economy, which is crucial and which we would continue to need. And this is the service retail trade, where the market traders like Gikomba and parts of Isli come into the picture.